Hello, everybody. This is Eliz-sha from wisdomseekers.net. We're a group of psychics, and I'm here to do a live interactive. Please, just one question per person, and anytime you've got a question, right now, I'm sure it'll be filled up in no time. It was last time, and I didn't advertise either. But in the meantime, while I wait for questions, let me tell you a little bit about our group. We're a group of very eclectic, top-notch readers. I have a lady who is Louisiana trained, and she can teach you all about Aparna. I teach you all about magic and sigils and what not to do. I have a new lady that just came on. Her name is Nikki. She does bio, and I forgot already, but she clears energy away. And I had a reading with her, and she is phenomenal. I have another lady, Tequila, who's also very good, who does Akashic Records, and will give you things to help you to clear your course and your directions. I have a animal communicator that is par excellence. I just adore her. She talks to my dogs all the time for me and tells me all the funny little quirks they're thinking of, which sometimes they're really funny. For instance, my boy dog, he's a bit impatient. When he realizes that she is not here just to talk and visit with him, he will literally, in the energies, put out his paw and step on her. Nice boy. But he's a 65-pound lap dog who thinks he's 5 pounds. And I am pretty certain that Aparna has a question. Hello, Sheldon Willard. Shalene, pardon me. I have my daughter who's going to read off the questions because they're really tiny for me. So Lakshmi, hi Jen and Jody. Okay. I'm going to let ask a question because I have my trusty cards. And my trusty cards, the Spiral Tarot deck. There's another Spiral Tarot deck, but this one is specifically about the journey of the spiritual journey. And that's what I am most interested in, is the spiritual journey and how it affects and how it helps you grow. And what is affecting you now and how you can understand the lesson. Okay, Jen's got a question.
What am I missing?
I'll do a quick one for that one because I suspect, Jen, you're not missing a great deal. And it does take a little while for me to pull the cards. So with your minute of silence, I apologize. And for Jen, it's exactly what I expected. I thought the first one is the Fool, and that's a brand new journey. A brand new way of seeing things. You do not have to follow the old energy. You can follow brand new energy. You don't have to fall back on how it used to be. And the next card is probably how you've been feeling lately. And this is the Nine of Swords. And the Nine of Swords, to me, is the hardest card in the deck. It takes you to rock bottom. But there's only one way you can go from rock bottom, isn't there? And that's up. So the next card is, you're actually doing really well. Stay in balance. Stay in balance as much as you possibly can. And keep on doing what you're doing because it's working. And the last card for you is the Princess of Wands. And it's telling me to tell you to believe in magic for yourself, not just for everybody else. I know you create magic for other people because Jen also is a person on my website, and she is not a psychic. She is a trained therapist, and she is a listener. And at this point, she is listening. She listens to people. And she has, in her own way, created magic. I know because I know a few people who have talked to her. and she has created magic for them. And good luck, Jen, because what the cards basically are saying is believe in yourself and believe in a new way of doing things. All right.
Lakshmi wants to know what she was just thinking if you see something for my love life and roommates.
Roommates or love life? So, because I don't think you're going to fall in love with your roommates.
I mean, stranger things have happened.
That's true. Well, the same old answer comes up for your love life, unfortunately, except for the last card. And let's see. Okay. So first of all, for your love life, things are rigid at the moment. That is something that is up to you to shift and change, because you fight with yourself about what you really want and really don't want. And you see what other people have and you think you want what other people have, but truly what you want is what suits you. And don't, again, just like I told Jen, don't expect to follow the old energy. Try and find the new energy, because the new energy is going to take you to places where you have never been before. Now, the outcome card, this is the card. This is the piece de resistance that is worthwhile. This is the goddess card, or the star. And the goddess likes to have her people in twos or couples. Why? Because you work better with a balance. Does that mean it has to be a man and a woman? Absolutely not. Not that I'm telling you, Aparna, to go out and find a girl, because I don't think that would make you happy, because I know who you are very well. But the goddess is looking for somebody for you, and the future will bring it to you. Be patient. Allow yourself to be a little less rigid in your demands of what that person is, the universe is bringing to you. All right? Okay.
We have a couple of new people. Well, you already said hello to Shailene Woolard. We also have Jody Schmidt saying hi. And,
I know Jody, I think.
The name sounds familiar, but there's a lot. She also asks general love life.
Shailene?
Yeah. No, Jody.
Jody. Okay, Jody. General love life. You know that's never a good question to ask.
And just real quick, while Mom's pulling cards, I want to shout out Cat Bill 1. We had her the last time we had YouTube Live. So welcome back. Thank you for rejoining us. We have Angel Guidance 555. She says, hi, love and light, and namaste.
Namaste.
We have done, I'm going to butcher this last name like crazy.
Just say Dawn.
Hello, all. And Erin Lou says, hello, Elisha.
Hey, Erin Lou. Okay.
Also, real quick before, we also have Super Chat enabled, so if we don't get your question and it's very important, feel free to donate. It doesn't have to be a lot. It can be whatever you can, but those will get priority over other questions.
Okay. So the first thing, my daughter talks so much, I forget, but I'm pretty certain it was Jody.
Yeah, it was Jody.
7 of Wands for you. The 7 of Wands is a person who's very adept at life and living it. And you asked specifically about love in general. You're very adept at it. One of the things I see for you is that you can see very clearly what is in the heart of another person. When it comes to somebody you fall for, you don't see as clearly. But this, I can guarantee, is in the past, because the next card is the High Priestess. And the High Priestess sees things very clearly from a higher level. So basically what that's telling me is when you fall for somebody, step back, put yourself in the third person perspective, and access your higher energy. Doesn't have to be your higher self, just a higher energy. And that higher energy will tell you if that is a good person or not. Because, of course, and this is the Hierophant, and the Hierophant is a healer. Knowledge is healing. You've been hurt before. We live on this earth. We've been hurt. That's the way it is. That's the way we learn. It's a lesson. You can use it simply as a lesson rather than as a I have to feel hurt. Then it becomes a lot easier because you can step back and realize that, hey, you didn't make a mistake. You didn't goof up. But what it's also saying is you're healing from this because you can see so much clearer than you used to. And the outcome card, and I love these kind of outcome cards, is the Six of Wands. The Six of Wands is you being in the winner's field. So you put in an effort. You've done a lot of healing already. There's a tiny little bit left. Obviously, that's because we live and breathe. There's always something more. And because you have learned to love yourself, you will indeed find somebody special. And as much as you can love yourself is how much you can receive and give love. All right. And I know Shailene asked a question. Let's go to that first.
She did. She goes, I was wondering what the cards say about what I'm dealing with.
Okay. I'm just tuning into you. That's my psychic silence. Don't mind me. So what you've been dealing with, it's frustrating. And you've been dealing with it for a while. It's not something new. All right. So we got the frustration card. And you didn't really know what you were dealing with. So you became frustrated. You got a little bit more knowledge. You got a little more understanding. And things became a little clearer and you got a great deal of hope. And because of that, you went up to this is the world card. It's not the physical world, it's the spiritual world. Lots of more energy. Things shifted into place and you got understanding. And you thought it was over. And it was doing pretty good. And then something happened and you were not happy again. Again, it's because you could not see the big picture. So my suggestion is sit back again. And I tell everybody to do this. Put yourself in the third person perspective. Never do it from the first person, ever. Because you want to be outside of yourself looking in. And once you do that, you can see things more clearly. Again, you were never wrong. And the outcome for what you're doing is, again, the star, and that's a positive. And since you didn't ask specifically for what it was, I'm going to say that things are going to improve because you have a clearer vision of what it is. All right. And I do think it's all for you. It's all about realizing what you're dealing with. And you have a good heart, so you kind of let your heart lead. And your heart is really loving and caring, but not everybody out there is loving and caring. So just gently tell the heart, yes, I love you. And you're right. Everybody ultimately is loving and caring. But first of all, let me see what their ulterior motives are first. You're going to come out on top. You're going to be the one that is very well, you happen to be right. I know that's a very hard thing to say because I don't know the situation, but you are right. All right. Things will be fine. All right.
So real quick, Lakshmi sent us $6.
Oh, that's a lot. Thanks, Lakshmi.
Super chat. So thank you. You're our first donator.
Thank you very much, Aparna.
Dulce S asks, do you see a reconciliation with Capricorn, please?
Dulce?
Dulce.
That's a pretty name. I like that one. I like Spanish myself. Well, I'm going to go to the cards for more enlightenment. All right. So what this has done for you, coming back with the Capricorn, it's taught you a lot. You've pulled a lot of your own energy back together. You've grown a lot. Unfortunately, and I do apologize about this ahead of time, the likelihood of Capricorn coming back into your life is probably not as high as it should be, because the next card is probably Capricorn. So the death card is a card of the ending of something. So if he comes back into your life, it will be something totally different, totally a different energy, and it will not be ever the same as it was. Will you get over this, and will you deal well with it? Yes, of course you will. I've got the Princess of Pentacles, which is a young lady who surrounds herself with beauty and abundance. So allow yourself to surround yourself with abundance of self-worth. I'm not going to say, no, he will not come back into your, Capricorn will not come back into your life. I will say, though, that when he does, or she does, it will not be the same, and it may not be what you want. But good luck.
Elantra Cook asks, does Marcus still have feelings for me? Thank you so much.
What's her name?
Elantra Cook.
Elantra. Wonderful names. All right, again, I'm going to go to the cards for help on this one. All right, the first thing is Marcus created a change. I'm assuming it was him. He created a change. It was done with thought and balance. He's actually a very mature man. Not old. I'm not saying he's old. He's just mature, and I'm talking about way of thinking and things like that. I do believe he has feelings for you. I'm not 100% sure that they are the feelings that you truly want him to have. I do feel that he has a great, deep feelings for you, though. And one of the things I think, and I think that he feels for you, is that he's a little frustrated because he doesn't know how to talk to you so that you both are saying the same things together. And communication is very difficult between men and women. We, honest to God, we think differently. We can talk about the weather and we probably mean the same thing. But even still, men and women do speak very different languages. The outcome card is very positive. If you believe in magic, if you're willing to open up and see things from a different perspective, I do believe that you'll find that Marcus is more interested than he was in the past. He wants you to believe in magic. He wants you to be able to see the things from a different perspective. So again, third-party perspective, stand back, look at it, not from your own viewpoint, from a third party, and see what the man wants. And it might be exactly what you think is wonderful. All right.
Erin Lou just sent us $5 in the super chat.
Thank you, Erin.
Her question is, W and I met in March. I felt a strong connection with this person. Could you tell me if this was a past life karmic relationship? Thanks.
Okay. This is very good. It was very good for you. What it did for you, 10 of Cups, it brought up a great deal of energy. 10 of Cups is generally a mature form of happiness and a mature form of happiness. So yes, indeed, it is a past life connection. This is something that you've dealt with many, many times. What it's doing for you is actually giving you the Queen of Pentacles, which is not necessarily you, but it's a woman who's very confident and sure of herself. So it's bringing back a time when you probably were very confident and sure, and it's allowing you to access that energy again. The Ace of Wands is the outcome card. So things are shifting and changing for you. I do feel that regardless of how he made you feel, he is burning away a lot of old stuff from this lifetime, probably other lifetimes, which is leaving you clean and fresh and building new energy. New energy is coming up. It's also been orchestrated by your guides and angels. So this is somebody to follow up with and to follow through on. You didn't ask if it was going to last or anything, but the potential is the outcome card is the effort you put into it, you will reap. All right. So I think you have it's a good lesson, whatever ever comes out of it. But it also could be a very positive lesson. Well, I'm sure it's a positive lesson in that you will get good things out of it, not just that you'll learn new things. All right.
Gina Joyce says, hello. I love that you are doing this again. You are truly a blessing to us all. Thank you.
Thank you.
A little guidance for love would be appreciated.
Okay, love. So you're at the end of a cycle, and you're just moving into a new cycle. So there's lots and lots of shifting and changing in your life. So I pulled 3 cards that says exactly that: shift, change. You're going to have some conversations with your inner child, which is never fun, but you have chosen to create this change. This is probably how you're feeling right now about love. But if you look at it, even the cards are saying sunshine's coming back in and it's fine. When you come to an end of a cycle, it's like walking in a fog. You can't see where your foot is going to step next. You're not even sure what's in front of your nose, whether you're going to bump into something or not. This time, you have to trust the universe. So the change is coming, and it's good change, actually. So all the stuff I've just said about change, and you're going to talk to your inner child, do that, because the result is the 9 of Cups. And the 9 of Cups is being on cloud 9. It's also the wish card. And so this means you get to make a wish. So make a grand wish. So what you're loving and wanting in your life can be there after you choose to let the subconscious to come to the surface and deal with it. Getting this card tells me you're capable and will do it if you haven't already done it. So your love life is very promising soon. Thank you.
Benita Lala says, is Ruben planning something for my birthday? Thank you.
Benita?
Benita.
Well, if he's a guy, and this is what I'm saying about men and when it comes to thinking differently, first of all, about 3 weeks before your birthday, you say, hey, my birthday's coming up. 2 weeks before, you say, hey, my birthday's coming up. 1 week before, you go, I'd really like to do something exciting. What would you think? What do you think? Is that a good idea? Should we do something fun? And then he'll go, yeah, that's a great idea. And you say, I'm looking forward to what you have to have planned. If you're expecting him to remember, what he said to me was, oh gosh, I forgot. So go out there and remind the guy. And that's just the way it is. You can't blame him for being a man who thinks differently from a woman, because we all do. And there's a lady, her name is Armstrong, and she writes a book about men. It's not men are from Mars, women from Venus. This is a book about how to live and understand how men live and think. And it's a win-win book. It's not a them versus us book. It's how do we get along? And one of the things is exactly what I just told you. Remind them, because they're not going to remember on their own. Put it into his phone so that the light comes on a couple of days before your birthday. Remember. So for instance, my daughter, her daughter's birthday is the day before her birthday. Her husband talked about her birthday a week before. He remembered their daughter's birthday, totally forgot hers. It's just how men think. It's not because they don't care. They just don't remember. So please remind him. All right. Thank you, Jen.
Yeah, Jen Taylor donates $9, and she goes, many thanks for your guidance and support.
Anytime, Jen. As I said, Jen's one of my people on my website, and she is fabulous. Go check her out. She has the most wonderful energy. We just changed her picture, actually. You can go see it, and it's just flamboyant.
Forward Flower says, I am taking on a challenge I have failed years ago. Will I succeed this time?
Absolutely, yes. That's just what you told me. Absolutely, yes. But I will pull some cards. Yes, I'm not going any further than that. Put in the effort. You are going to reap the rewards of your actions. So yes, and that's really nice. And not only that, I've got goosebumps all over, which means the energy is really flowing for you. Congratulations.
Delini Rad says, hi, what will bring me happiness in this lifetime?
Okay, I don't need to pull a card for that. The answer is forgive yourself, love yourself. And that is the most important thing in this world. The more you know who you are, the more you realize you are a divine spark of the universe, the more you realize that this is simply a play, and we are but players upon it. Shakespeare, I'm stealing his line. Everybody does, though. And that will give you the most pleasure in the world. If you're asking what will give it in the physical sense, first you go inside. Then you find what your passion is, because the passion comes to you when you are clear. The passion comes to you. And I know this from experience. Once I forgave myself for things that I realized it was simply a lesson, then I skyrocketed. And then after that, I learned to not forgive myself. I learned to love me as I am. Wrinkles, gray hair, failing sight, but I'm wonderful and I'm beautiful. Okay, so just love yourself. The simple answer. That will give you. Going to university might be one of the answers. Becoming a tradesperson might be one of the answers. Riding a horse might be another answer. But they're only out there answers. The only answer is inside. All right? And I hope that's what you're looking for, because that is the absolute truth answer.
Tati A asks, what are Anthony's true feelings for me?
Tati?
Tati.
Anthony appears to be very shy. He's very scared to reach out and tell you what he feels. He's a tiny bit quirky, and I don't know any other way of saying it because that's the word that was used, was quirky. So he is not 100%. What you see is not 100% what he is. Once you get to know him, you may find that he is entirely different energy than you thought. But he thinks you're wonderful. And when he looks at you, he looks up there. He doesn't look across. So he thinks that you're higher, you're more than he can handle. And I suspect that's a lot of it. I suspect that you're far more than he can handle. And he's not sure. He's definitely unsure of himself. So no matter how he treats you, Anthony is coming from a place of insecurity. Now it is up to you to figure out if this is something that you would like to move forward on or back off on. Because, again, that's what I'm going to sell you is go back and look at him from a third person perspective. Is this what you want? And it may definitely be what you want. I cannot tell you that. All right? Okay. What?
Oh, Tully just made a noise. So if you heard a slight growling, it's our sleeping dog.
Oh. Yeah. He's a funny puppy.
Yes. We have a bunch of hi, Eliz-shas. It's nice to see you doing lives. Lots of thank yous. You are absolutely right about the connection. Thanks for the confirmation. Bunch of thank yous.
I like getting confirmation too. Thank you.
Dumbera, I apologize.
Oh, hi. How are you?
She says, hi, Els Mom. Erin Lou says, love, LOL, love the advice. Benita says, thank you. Ford Flower says, thank you, much appreciated. Mellow Yellow says they're just selfish, these men.
They're not selfish. They think entirely different from us. I'll tell you a story, unless there's a question coming up. I was married at one time, and we were driving along, my husband and I at the time, and I said to him, would you like a drink? And any woman would have said, oh, you're thirsty. Well, let's pull over and get you a drink at the next stop. My husband says, no, I'm fine, and kept on driving. I was so mad at him. It took me years to realize I was not clear to him. I didn't say, hey, I'm thirsty. Can we stop? We speak different languages. They're not selfish. They're different.
Angel A asks, I wanted to know how Caleb feels about me.
Caleb and who?
Angel A.
Angel A, Caleb. He gets a little giddy when he thinks about you. It's really funny image he gave me. It's like him melting into a puddle. I suspect he looks at you from afar. I suspect he hasn't got close enough to know you well, but he obviously thinks you're something else, something special. Yeah, again, he's bashful. He sort of puts his head down when I ask if he's going to move forward, and so again, there's nothing wrong with the gentleman, at least nothing I can feel that feels a little off or anything. But look at him from a third person perspective, because what you get now is minor to, it's only a small part of what he will be like when you get to know him later. If you find that cute and ingenuous, pardon me, then go for it. You have to let him know subtly. And that is the trick. You have to be very, very subtle. You want him to think it was his idea. And why? I don't know. That is how it seems to work. It's how it's worked in my marriage. If I wanted something, I had to suggest and let it come back as his idea. I'm not 100% sure why, but men do not want, most men, not all men, some men actually like it, do not want to be pursued. They want to be the pursuers. I think it has to do with the hunter-gathering energy. But subtly let him know that you're interested. All right?
We have a bunch more of hellos. Jen Taylor saying you're beautiful to your
Thank you,
previous
Jen.
comments. Denali Rad says thank you. Angel A. Kathy, has she gotten to my reading? Oh, sorry. It's hard to keep track of the questions and Lee D says, hello, it's good to have you here again. Happy! Tati A asks, oh my God, I'm going to cry. Can I donate to get another message? You read him exactly.
I think so. But you have to give me back his name because I don't keep them in my head.
I think it's Anthony.
Anthony, okay. But ask a specific question, please.
Eileen P asks, may I ask, will my cancer return? Thanks.
Aileen?
Aileen.
Okay. So there's two answers to that. It can, but there are certain things you can do that are not necessarily specific to what the doctors recommend. Make sure you have a high pH balance, which means lots of greens, tons of greens. And this is the part that is really hard. Sugar. You cannot eat sugar. If you eat the sugar, it feeds the cancer. Sugar loves cancer. Cancer loves sugar. Look for, I have a lady, her name is Linda Johnson. If you go on my Facebook group, I can connect you to her, and she can give you so much more information than I can. She's fabulous. But the first thing is cut out all sugar of all forms. Cancer is not going to come back anytime soon.
Oh, sorry. She means man, cancer man.
My apologies. Okay.
Totally different reading.
I'm sorry. There's so many people right now who have got cancer that was the first thing that popped into my mind. So let me ask, what's cancer man?
Yeah, will he come back?
So he's he's done this before, right? He's gone away and come back. He's gone away and come back. Because it shows me a yo-yo. I think you're used to. I think it's a cycle that he goes through, and you go through. All right. Will he come back? So this is how you're feeling right now. Chances are he will come back. Be patient because things are shifting and changing. And when they shift and change, allow it to happen, because you're going to shift and change, and it's going to allow an aspect of yourself that is seated in the ego to leave, which creates a death, a mini death. The result will be Princess of Pentacles, which will be surrounded by joy and happiness and abundance of different forms. And if you can allow that to happen, the Cancer man will come back, and it will not, the cycle will end. And you may change your mind completely at that point. But that's in the future. That's not now. So the chances are, yes, he will come back. If you choose to make a change, the likelihood is that the cycle will break, and you will be. And because it was a card of magic, the Princess of Pentacles was the end card, you will indeed be happier. Things will, and I can't promise you the outcome is what you're expecting. I can promise you that you will be happy. And if that means the Cancer guy, then yes. All right. And I've apologized for the mistake. And as I said, if you had cancer, it's not going to come back for many years.
To that, she replies, haha, good advice on the sugar, though.
It really is.
Tati A donated $5 asking, does Tony like me? Anthony like me? I'm in love with him. What can I do to make the connection stronger?
Okay. So when I asked Anthony about you, his heart sort of melted a bit around the outside. It's still a little solid inside. What can you do to make it stronger? Well, he really likes the way you dress for some reason or other. And there's something about your eye makeup that he really finds appealing. So he likes it when you look all feminine. I apologize if that's a bit feminist or whatever, but he likes it when you look feminine. He likes it when you tease him, not hard, gently. He likes it when you tease him gently and kind of flirt with him. And if you don't, and you don't know how, Google has all the answers. YouTube it. I don't know. I can only flirt with guys I don't care about, so I can't help you with that one. But he likes it when you drop that little, so to speak, handkerchief, so he has to pick it up. So that probably means if you need things done or help, please feel free to ask his help. If you need somebody to change your spark plugs or fix a doorknob or whatever or help you with math, whatever his specialty is, he likes to help, and he especially likes to help you. And then make sure you make him something to eat, because food seems to be top of his list, because he showed me a picnic basket with well, it looks like regular sandwiches, but when you make them, he said it just seems to be, they taste better. And it's very funny. He doesn't have hard alcohol or soft alcohol in that basket. He actually had some kind of juice, fruit juice of some description. It could have been apple juice or pear juice or something. So I think he might be a bit of a health, interested in his health. He likes to watch you walk. You must have a bit of a sway in your walk, because he likes to watch you walk. You know those nylons that women used to wear with a line up the back? That was back in the 40s. If you can find a pair of nylons like that with a short flippy skirt, not tight skirt, flippy skirt, sort of like the 50s skirt, that would intrigue the heck out of that guy. He's a bit old-fashioned, actually. in that respect. I don't think he's old-fashioned when it comes to living and breathing, because, but he does seem to like the 50s music, or I could be wrong, but I'm getting a lot of 50s images, sort of, like that picture of the cafe with all Jimmy Dean and all those dead all those dead people from the 50s that and old cars. So think about that, and if that's not enough answer, come back and ask me again. I will give you some more if I can think of anything.
Well, you just legitimately blew her mind. She's commenting, "Oh my God, you're the real deal."
Well, I am the real deal. I worked for 47 years to become the real deal.
Oh my effing God. Holy
That too.
Just a bunch of wow. You blew her mind.
Yeah.
And a bunch of people agree you are the real deal.
I try really hard. Every day I work at becoming better, do what I do. This is a lifetime. I have been doing this since I was 19. I am now 67. Yes, I work at this every day, and integrity, honesty, and clear communications. Though sometimes I kind of lack the clear communications. That's what I try to do.
She comments here in the basket. He doesn't have alcohol. She says his favorite drink is juice. I can't even believe it.
Yeah. Well, they tell me. I answer. I give you what they tell me. But he does sing. I think he likes to dance, and it's kind of, if he hasn't told you, ask him if he's interested in square dancing. I could be 100% wrong in that, but he likes the dresses, that flip. All right.
Aaron Wu gave us a $5 donation asking, did he feel something special about, did W feel something special in the past lives about it too? I'm assuming
Yeah.
In the past lives?
I'm assuming so. And probably this life too. So this is an old story for past lives. Uncreated love. He loved you, couldn't have you. And I suspect that's going to come forward into this life. That will be part of how you have, what you have to overcome, is that because he couldn't have you in another lifetime, I think you were not allowed, your parents made sure you married somebody else. This lifetime, it's going to be hard for you to get together. It's part of what you have to overcome to make things work. And it's like he's looking at you from a distance with big, huge eyes of sorrow, and his heart is reaching out to you. So there would be automatically in this lifetime, there would be a sensation of fear when he thinks about you. How do you deal with that? Go into your inner child and you deal with it. If you can break your tie or karmic tie to that time period, and anything that it has brought forward where you have not had control over your own life, if you can deal with that, then his energy will not have anything to push against. So you clear yours, it goes right through, and then since he has nothing to push against, that energy is gone. If you can, and it's all about the inner child work. And go into your inner child. You can look it up on Google. They have inner child meditations where you can go down and talk to your inner child. This inner child is the top level. If you can, ask to go to the super subconscious where it has and deal with it from that level. That will work much faster and cleaner. If not, bring the inner child up, talk to her, and ask specifically for other lifetimes child, not this one, unless you have the same issue in this lifetime. and explain to the child, literally, the inner child would probably be about 12, 14, 15, 16, very young, but still a marriageable age in past lifetimes, and say that you're an adult now, you're in control of your life, and trust you. And you might have to do this more than 4 or 5 times for the child to come out and be confident with you. And when that young lady comes out and stands beside you proudly, then you know you've got the answer. Good luck. Inner child meditations are, well, I think one of our, on the Wisdom Seekers Facebook page, we're going to do something like that relatively soon. I also have a new reader who does energy work, who might be able to help you with that. Her name is Nikki. I know her as Nicola. Nikki. And if you want to try her out for $20, I tried her out. She's fabulous. And she is really good at clearing away old blocks if you don't want to do the inner child work. The inner child work is a little cheaper, but Nikki is absolutely worth it. Anyhow, let's move on.
Christina Tor asks, can I have one card for me, Eliz-sha? I feel like I'm going crazy with my situation right now, especially with my 18-year-old son. Thank you. Namaste.
What's the name again?
Her name is Christina.
Christina. Okay, if you don't mind, I'm going to talk to your son, okay? Okay, this is what he told me. He's at that stage where he's trying to become a man, which means he's trying to push against you so that you don't have so much input into his life, and that's a natural state. Unfortunately, he doesn't seem to have the emotional ability to handle life on his own yet. So he's pushing against you. Everything is black and white. There's no grades at this age. He's not ready yet to be on his own. You have to give him the illusion of him having freedom. And I'm not sure how you can do that. I do know that if you can spend some time with your own inner child, because there's something in your history that is causing it. It could be a genetic trait that's passed down through lifetimes. And if you can clear yours, it will help him clear his. It will be a tremendous amount of work. He is likely to stab you in the back, so to speak, or do something negative, which you will be all the time aware of, but he's your child. You work with it. Once you've done that, if you can clear your own genetic history or energetic history, and there's ways of doing that, again, the outcome will be that it will create magic between the two of you. At this point in time, I suspect what you're fearing, yeah, you should, it's not good. I unfortunately, I don't have boys, but I have girls. And I actually had similar problem. My daughter is now, all my children are in their 30s. They all survived it. Oh, I don't think he's as bad as you think he is, but he does have a potential for deep depression, and the best way at this moment for him would be to have a clearing, to clear his energy of all this attachments that he's pulled in because of what he's dealing with. And also you could clear some of your genetic history. It goes back to your father's side. The potential for it coming out good is very high. All right. I think there was another one from Erin. Did she have another
No,
question?
she's just thanking you. I never thought of it that way. Inner child work. I will look deeper. Blessings. And then
Ho'opono for anybody who's having problems with other people. Ho'opono. You can find it on Google, or it works like a charm.
And she's just, and Nikki, she's written it down. She will sign up on the website and look into it further.
Okay.
Our next question comes from Candace Moore. She goes, how will my business go?
So you're going to be biting your fingernails down to the quick for a little bit. And I think every new business does that. But I also see you very, very happy. How long it takes, I'm not really good at time. I live too much in the energy, and time gets sort of, just ask my kids.
Wibbly wobbly, timey-wimey.
Wibbly wobbly, timey-wimey with your, and honest to God, time for me is sort of, it could have happened yesterday and I still think it's tomorrow. So let me pull one card for you. You're tough. Keep fighting. The outcome card is yay. This is flying high, but you're firmly grounded in the presence, in the energy. And nowadays, that's the only way you can do it. Ground into the earth. Ground every day. Just grab air occasionally grab air occasionally if you need to ground in a hurry and you're really thrown off. It's a Band-Aid, but it gives you enough time to breathe, and then of course breathe deep. But grounding, you've got this. You're going to be working your bunions off. I can see you just here jogging there, but it's also, I suspect it's also a labor of love. Take time to enjoy it. You're running around with your hair flying everywhere. Every once in a while, just stop, look around, and go, look, wow, that's mine. Because you only have a new beginning you get a new beginning every few years, but this new beginning is just unique. Congratulations, this is going to be fun. And maybe put something on your fingernail so you don't chew them down to the quick.
We have, Tati A wants to know more about his feelings. You said his heart melts around the outside, but not inside. You mentioned all physical things about me, but what can I do about making him more comfortable?
So his heart has been broken. That's why there's a bit of ice around there. You have to be who you are. You just have to be, your genuine self. As long as that genuine self is nice and soft and caring, at the same time, you want to make sure he knows there's steel in your, you want to be the velvet glove with the iron fist. He wants to know you're a strong woman, that you can put up with his foibles. So basically, you're right. I keep getting physical things. He loves food. You have to break through his facade first. And to do that, you have to start with the physical things. Once you've done that, find out what his fashions are. And hopefully they're the same ones you have. Like what kind of shows does he like? Does he like Critical Role, for instance? And if he does like Critical Role, which is a RPG game, and it's super famous, find out a bit about it. Geek and Sundry.com?
No, YouTube.
Geek and Sundry. Critical Role. I personally love Critical Role. I have a feeling that is something, if he doesn't know about it, that the two of you could enjoy it and learn together. And it's a story told online over weeks, and I love them myself.
This campaign has actually been going on for about a year now.
This particular campaign's been on for a year, but I think it's been much longer.
The Critical Role together, and this is going to be a bit of a nerd tangent, I apologize. They've been doing it for 4 years live on YouTube and Twitch, both on the Geek and Sundry channel.
So you can go back and find out about it. They're huge right now, and they're worthwhile. They're good people. I don't know why Critical Role came into my mind, but if he's any kind of a geek, then be a geek with him, and that's something you will enjoy.
Just a quick insert here. It probably came into your mind because they're both huge geeks and they both play video games, and most of those people on Critical Role are voice actors for both anime and video games.
Well, if you play games, you will love Critical Role.
I'm just going to jump ahead to different questions. We have a couple of other questions coming in.
Mm-hmm.
I can circle back when we have a bit of a lull.
Well, it's been almost an hour.
Yeah. So we'll get to, I think, so far what I'm reading is just one more question from Yasmin Fox. She asks, will I find a job soon? What kind of job? Can you give me some advice? I really need it. It's concerning this.
Okay. So first of all, you're probably going to get a job you don't like, but take it because you can get a job better from having a job. After that, and I don't see it lasting very long at all because you keep on looking for another job. Within at least half a year, and again, timing is not my forte. I cannot promise you. Sometimes I'm within 6 weeks, 6 months, over a year. But I don't think in this case it is. I can feel how desperate you are. What I'm going to suggest is that you spend some time releasing that stress, because it's like the energy is like soap. And you remember when you were in the bathtub as a child, the soap was there and you went to reach for it and your little hands could not hold it and it would squish out. Well, energy is exactly like that. Because you're desperate, you're going to push it away. So get rid of that energy of desperate and pull in the energy of, I've got this. That will make a huge difference. Make sure when you go for any interviews that everything is in place. If you need to study a little bit to know the answers to what they're talking about, do a little bit of studying. Don't go in feeling, I've lost this already, I haven't got a chance. Go in, and again, this is my one of my go-tos. Go in as a third-person observer, because right now all I'm picking up from you is desperation, and that desperation is pushing it away from you. Find out why you feel desperate, and no, it is not because you need the money to pay bills and things. There is another reason. Find out what the other reason is. And I understand where you're coming from. I have been there. I have done that. I have got that t-shirt. I actually lost 30 pounds once in 1 month because I didn't have the money required to live for that month. So yeah, I understand. I looked really good afterwards though. So there was benefits. There's always a benefit, but find out why you feel desperate. And I do not think it has to do so much with not having enough to survive. There is an old issue, and I think this goes back a couple of lifetimes. Meditation. Well, you can meditate or just do simple, sit down and write. If you don't meditate, sit down and write. Write John and write Toad. From Toad you go to, okay, black and white. So do some word associations. Your answer will come to you. When it does, you're going to know it because it's going to give you a flash or a fear feeling, more likely a fear feeling, and you're going to want to get away from it. That's where you get back into it and breathe deep because it's not going to hurt you on a piece of paper, I promise.
We have, well, Tatier really wants to know his Anthony's feelings towards her. We went on a nerd tangent before answering that. So I told her we'd circle back real quick.
I don't think he's actually, I think part of the reason that I didn't give it to you is because he's afraid to think about you. The fact that he likes to look at you tells me he really likes you, and not just in the physical. He likes you in the, he likes you. He's not the kind of guy to look at a woman simply because she's walking by. He might, but I mean, not the way he looks at you, not with the appreciation in his heart that he has for you. Yes, his heart is not defrosted all the way through, and that's going to take a little time, a little effort. But when he looks at you, he feels good. He feels, light, and he's happy about it. The potential is that he can unthaw, and it would be that the two of you could make a good relationship together. At this point, he's not allowing himself to have that hope. And I can't tell you what he feels because it's locked away in his heart. I suspect if it's locked away, it's because he really likes you. Take a chance. What's the worst thing that can happen? Sayonara, baby? Or yeah, let's go out for coffee and try this. With this man, you're going to have to work very hard because he's not sure. And I think he's very sure in everywhere except where it comes for women or ladies. So bring him a cup of coffee and say, hey, would you like to have a coffee date? And make sure you use the word date. And then sit down right where you are, right then and there, and have that coffee date. The only way, I'm sorry, I do believe he likes you a great deal, but I cannot tell you that for sure because it's locked away. You have to literally get a key and unlock this man before you get the answer. I apologize.
The quick song from ABBA, I can change your mind. Take a chance on me.
Yeah, that's a good one. Play that one when you go talk to
him. So I think she'll be our last question of the night, and I'm sorry for butchering your name. Anjali Dirhi. Sorry.
I think that's probably, we should get Lakshmi to pronounce that one for us.
Yeah,
I apologize.
My guy friend is a Capricorn, we've been talking for 2 years. We were introduced through family. We met once.
Your families are trying to get you hooked up, are they?
We met once when he invited me to visit his family in December, but he has been quiet about his feelings. She's wondering where are we going? Where are we headed?
Okay. He's tentatively thinking about you, and I apologize deeply for saying this because it's a horrible thing to say. Not because it's a bad thing, but because I don't want to change the outcome at all. He's tentatively thinking about marriage. I really don't like to put that kind of energy out there because I want it all to be yours and your beliefs and your choices. I never, ever want to tell somebody to go ahead and do something thinking I'm right, because we live in a free will universe, and you have got to be open to taking that door on the right that's bright red and yellow, and wow, does it look exciting, but I've never been behind that door, to going straight forward and having this relationship. He is tentatively thinking of marrying you. And all that entails from the family's point of view. So if that's not your thing, pack your bags, honey. And if it's your thing, check out again from the third person perspective. Is this truly what I want? Because I have a hunch that you're a lot more than just a wife. So if you can be more than just a wife, then this might be exactly what you need. But you are more, you have so much put the energy around you. It's pretty exciting. And it's so much to explore. And you can do that from a marriage as well. All right.
She's saying we were introduced for marriage, and he says he respects me a lot. You are spot on. Thank you.
Well, yeah, he does. But he's thinking about marriage with 2.3 kids and a house with yellow shutters and things, etc. like that. If that's not what you want, or if he's open to more, then he's perfect. He looks kind of cute too. Okay, I am actually getting to the place where I am fatigued.
Yeah, we should wrap it up. It's been 70 minutes.
He does respect you a lot, and I really wish I could pronounce your name properly.
Anjali.
Anjali?
Yeah.
Okay, beautiful name.
She spelled it out phonetically for us.
Oh,
very appreciative.
Yes, very much so. Oh, thank you so much, everybody. I do love doing this sort of thing. I totally enjoy it. I do want you to go look at my website. I love my website. And we do honestly have the best readers I can find. And I can find really good readers, let me tell you. All right. I'm going to say goodbye now. Namaste.
Have a good night, everybody.
Namaste.
Thank you for joining us.
Yes, thank you so much.
Come again.
Please, we're trying to do this once a week for a while.
Thank you for the donations.
That too. Bye.
Bye.